you guys are here. Um, there seems to be a little lag in my visual, but basically everything's coming through. So,
Me?
yeah, got
Oh,
any
I still
jobs for
got plenty
people?
of jobs, guys. Jobs coming out of my sleeves. I think two of the biggest jobs that we have are actually in construction and installation right now. So if you go to our website, linkjapancareers.net, you can see them. But one of the great things about this job, if I can get started, is
Which job
basically
is it?
it. This will be the 1 second, because you caught me on the spot here. This is the machine and equipment installation worker, and it's based in Kyoto, and it actually requires no experience, and it doesn't require a degree either. So
Wow.
if you have if you're in Kyoto, the Kyoto, Shiga, Osaka area, and you have a valid visa,
Hmm.
then you can apply. Japanese ability is conversational, and when I say conversational, it's more lower conversational actually, because really it would be just, if the foreman tells you to do something, that you can respond and do it. It's less about having prolonged conversations and more about just following instructions. Although, of course, you want to have a friendly atmosphere as well. But
Right. Okay, so we're
that's
on our
that.
site right now,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
above you here, and it's called Machine and Equipment Installation Worker.
that's it.
That's it. Okay,
Almost
let's
no
look at it.
overtime.
You can see
Almost
that
no
on our
overtime.
site here, right? And just hit this red apply to this position button when you're ready to go. And down below here, there's the income, Kyoto. Here's the description. Here's a sample days schedule. Some stuff about the company, benefits here,
Quite a few.
some requirements, and who's it open to, right? And you can see this on
It's
our
open to
page.
everyone living in Japan.
Just make sure you hit the red
Yeah.
apply to this position button. You can see this on our page,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
so in our homepage up on the screen. So yeah, one of our new features is we can bring the homepage up on the screen and then look in the homepage while we're talking with you guys. So that's going to make it
Yeah.
really good for you to be able to see what we're talking about in real time, right? And
And while this is a test run, the job's not a test. That is a legitimate job
it's a
that you can
legitimate
apply
job.
for
It's not
right
a
now.
test job. It's on our page.
Yeah.
Check it out, linkjapancareers.net.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been a while since we did a live stream. You're still on remote, and you're in the office. I'm on remote, and we're still like that. Um, Things in Japan are pretty normal, pretty stable. There's still a job market. People still apply for jobs and get jobs
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So if you're looking for a job, stop by our page, linkjapancareers.net, and sign up, register. You don't have to choose a job. You can go
Yeah.
to register and then register on the page, and then we'll just find you and ask you what you're interested in and try to match a job for you. That's something we can definitely do.
Yep. Um, yeah, no, I mean, how do you think things are, Brian, these days? I mean, we're working remotely mostly, but maybe people have some questions about what it's like in Japan
Mm.
right now with the whole thing.
I think a lot of
What do
people
you think?
are playing things very conservatively.
Mm,
They're staying where they are, and
yeah, yeah, fair enough.
they're not. A lot of people aren't moving, but I think there's a lot of people who are maybe not happy with where they're at, and they would like
Mm,
to move, but they don't feel like the job market is, um, the best timing perhaps for that. So, but it still is. The job market hasn't changed,
yeah,
too much.
it,
Companies are still looking for people.
It's interesting you say that, Brian, because I mean, one of the things that we've sort of noticed in the marketing side of it is that around this time, people aren't looking for jobs because maybe they think that no one's hiring. You can look on Google Trends to see that it's sort of the trend is declining. But actually, the news we hear from our clients is they are still looking. And even though there are some positive signs that 2021 they're going to get more overseas coming here, if you are living in Japan right now, you're actually in a very good opportunity to jump the queue, as it were, because you know uh, it costs companies a lot of money to not have a space filled, and yeah, they're still
Definitely.
looking, like, right. So yeah, apply. you know, you might get that really good job before Christmas.
Right. Um,
Yeah,
it's always about who shows up to the interview,
that's so true.
and you have to show up in order to have a chance, right? And if nobody shows up, the company has a problem because they don't have anybody even potentially to
Mm,
fill their needs. And
yeah.
the job seeker, even if they're punching above their weight, they might get in. And punching
Mm,
above your weight is not a bad thing
no.
necessarily, because that's where you can grow and you can get experience and things from that too. So it favors somebody, with a with boldness, I should say, bold,
Mm,
not motivation, boldness. Someone who's not stupid in being foolhardy, but someone who has boldness and a little bit of courage in themselves, whether it's actually confidence or not, they can pull it off.
I think that's a really interesting point that you actually bring up there, Brian, because it's sort of that dichotomy of, yeah, like obviously you want to be looking for a position that is a stretch, that's but it's not foolhardy. So if you've never done marketing before, for example, then jumping in as a marketing manager might be a bit ambitious. But if there was a position for a marketing consultant and you've got some skill sets from maybe sales or maybe HR or even maybe just some good life skills, or you run a YouTube channel or you're an influencer or something like that, that's a good stretch, I think. What do you think, Brian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, we've seen people go on to get jobs, beyond what they thought they could get.
Yeah.
And it comes down in the end more to the attitude of the person and
Yep.
how they think than what's on paper necessarily, right? Now, there's a lot of
Right
people
on.
that are just kind of like foolishly overconfident,
Mm,
right? And those people are easy to spot right away. They go, "Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I've got this, this, and this, and this," and a guy sent me an email yesterday, and he said, "Oh, I'm an experienced writer who's been published in many places," right?
Mm,
And I'm like, okay,
that's
but he
cool.
doesn't give anywhere he's been published,
Mm,
right? And how am I going to find him a job and say to a potential customer, employer, um, here's have a look at this guy's work. Well, no,
mm,
you know,
yeah,
it was
right.
just the tone, right? And
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
If you have to use adjectives to describe who you are, I think it's a bit of a, yeah, something you might
yeah,
want to rethink.
exactly, right?
Pro tip for you guys:
Yeah,
if you go to an interview and you find yourself using lots of like adjectives,
right.
you maybe rethink that.
You're not that energetic,
Yeah,
right?
if you're saying you're energetic,
Right,
probably not that energetic.
right.
Mm,
Everybody says they're energetic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time when I was still doing interviews, and I had five people come in, and they all said that they're energetic. No, okay. And then the one guy that said he wasn't, who didn't say it at all, was the guy that looked like he had 5 cups of coffee and he was shaking hands with everyone.
Oh yeah.
Ironically, he was the one that didn't say he was energetic. So,
Right.
you know,
Oh, he probably got the job, and the other guys didn't.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I can't remember, but it sounds about right. You know.
Nothing's worse than appearing sleepy at the time of the interview.
Yeah, that's really true,
Like,
isn't it?
they will judge you if you even appear like sleepy or tired or something like that. At the time of the interview, they'll go, "Well, this guy's, he's not, you know, um,
Not
he's
serious.
lazy or he's something." They'll
Yeah,
come up with some other thing, right? And they'll doubt you.
yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
I have plenty
Mm.
of Interac jobs too. If you want some of those, I have lots of them. Right? If you're in the market for a teaching job,
All right. Sell me on it, Brian.
um,
Maybe I want to hear about Interact. Tell me, what do I need to do? Tell me about the job.
well, it's not so much that as let me go to our page here. You can see how I just want to show you how to do it, and you can look at this area right here, Interac ALT positions Japan residents, and click that, and you'll come down to where the Interac jobs are. So Interac positions for Interac North. Interac North, yes, I have Sapporo, I have
Mm,
Rokusho in Aomori, I have Fukushima, Miyagi, etc. Right?
mm,
These
mm, mm.
areas. Also in Iwate as well. Um, Kansai and South Central. There are some there, right? Still around, right? I have some in the Kansai area. Also, Interac West. Yeah, we have some there too. Um, we have Iwakuni, Yamaguchi
Mm.
Prefecture. That just came up. And Kanto South. Of course, Kanto South always. This includes Tokyo and Yokohama. So Tokyo and Yokohama. I have an open position now in Machida. Very nice. Uh, Kanto North, right? This is the whole Chibaraki area and the Koshinetsu area, right? The Nagano over there, all the way to Niigata and Toyama.
Mm. Toyama. Yeah.
So I have now Chiba, Kimitsu, um, some different places as well there. Um, Mostly Chiba this week is what I'm working on. Interact West, yeah, Yamaguchi's open. So let me see like what I have in that area for you guys. Yeah, I have Ibaragi, Gunma, Shimomura, Ibaragi, Sakuragawa, Fukushima, Soma, Yamaguchi, Aizumicho, Kagawa, Myoto, Yamaguchi, Shunan, and Iwakuni, Fukushima, Kitakata, Yamanashi, Tsuru City, Toyama City, Sapporo City, Chiba, Machida, Iwakuni, and this Kimitsu as well. So
Mm, mm.
that's what I've got open. If you're looking to become an ALT, apply for one of these jobs and let us know, and we'll uh, do our best to get you in.
Mm, mm.
Right? Um,
I mean, on the topic of Interact, Brian, there's quite a few places people can apply to Interact today. I mean, you can even go to Jobs in Japan, but I've noticed some people on Facebook are saying to contact them for the jobs. What do you think is the fastest way for an ALT to get a job with Interact, or a future ALT to get a job with Interact?
yeah, there are some people on Facebook who try to recruit for Interac, and they work independently for some local companies, some local branches of Interac, and that's fine. However, if you apply to them, you will be uh, only applying to that one place, right? And since LiNK Japan Careers is the exclusive recruiter for Interac in Japan and overseas, when you apply to LiNK Japan Careers, you apply to all of Interac, which means you can go anywhere, right?
Okay.
And you just maximized your potential for getting a job, um, by a factor of 12 or 13, right? If you are applying to one of those places, then it's going to be for a particular local office, right? It's not going to be for all 12 or 13 offices at the same time, right? So if you're applying for LiNK Japan Careers, you're applying at the top, and you're applying,
Hmm.
uh, you know, for everywhere, and you have the maximum chance of getting a job, right?
Hmm.
So I would say,
Okay.
for those people, like, you should talk to the person who's you're talking to on Facebook, perhaps, and ask them if they work for LiNK Japan Careers, and ask them as well if you apply to them, will you be able to apply to everywhere, um, you know, in Interact simultaneously, or just one single office location, right? Um, yeah, would
Cool.
just
No, that clears it up.
yeah, let people know, like, what the situation is. It's okay. They can choose where they want to go, right? That's in Japan. The Constitution of Japan guarantees you the freedom to choose where you want to live and work, right? So
Hmm.
that's something I think is a great right to have, and it's in there, and people have it. So you should realize that empowers you as a job seeker to choose where you want to go. And
All right. And
um,
what's that website one more time, Brian?
our website, linkjapancareers.net.
Yep. So they can apply there,
Yeah.
or interactnetwork.com.
If you go
That's
to
correct, right?
interactnetwork.com, it'll take you to linkjapancareers.net to make the
Yeah. So
application,
just
right?
so just come to linkjapancareers.net.
Just come to linkjapancareers.net and go to Find
All right.
Jobs and click Interac
Japan.
ALT,
Yep.
and
Cool.
you'll get the position that you need, right? Alternately, you can go to our Facebook page and drop us a message, or drop us a message on our homepage, and etc. I'll read it. I'll read it. One of our staff will read it and get back to you.
Yeah.
In the end, we'll send you probably send you a reply that says to go to our page and apply, right? But if you're having trouble or something like that, let us know. We have some YouTube videos we can share, how to manage the site, how to make an application, some other background things. We can share those with you, and help you get going, right?
Mm.
Uh,
All right. Well, this has been, I think, a good test. I don't really
yeah,
have any more
yeah.
information
I
to
don't have
share.
any other. So why don't we cut it off here, guys? We'll get back, and we'll see how this
Regular
goes,
schedule.
and
Yep.
see how it looks, and we'll start back on a regular schedule. You guys can start to enjoy, more regular episodes of Link On again. All right. So
Dulcet tones of our voice.
thanks, guys.
See ya.